My name is Jackie Benavides, and I'm 17 years old. And when I was 16, I was diagnosed with FSGS, which is an acronym for focal segmental glomerulosclerosis. Because of FSGS, I have end-stage renal failure. So I have no working kidneys, and I'm forced to be on dialysis 10.5 hours every night. Between now and August, I'm supposed to be evaluated for transplant. So I will be joining the 111,819 people who are candidates to be on the waiting list. When you're a candidate to be on the waiting list, you have to be brought in front of a board of directors. These people determine whether or not you're eligible to get a transplant. They go based off your medical urgency, what you need, when you need it by, what will happen, how they're going to go through the treatment. They go through everything. There are 72,340 people who are actively on the organ transplant waiting list. Today I'm going to tell you about the statistics of the waiting list, what happens when nobody donates, who can be a donor, and how that person can become a donor. Every month, more than 2,000 more names are added to the National Organ Transplant Waiting List. In accordance to organtransplants.org, 80,000 men, women, and children are waiting for organ transplants today. When an organ comes in and is donated, they go through many different factors to see who will get this kidney or who will get this organ. They go by the patient's medical urgency, their blood type, their tissue, the size of the organ, and whether it matches the donor, the time the patient has been on the waiting list, and the proximity to the donor. Children receive special allowances, so pediatrics or children are always priority over adults and are always at the top of the list for any organ that's donated. Patients' income, celebrity status, race, or ethnic background is never a factor in whether or not they received an organ. So what happens when nobody donates? Because in past years, there's been a decrease in both living and deceased donations. So about every day, 18 people die waiting on the waiting list, according to kidney.org. And since fewer than 2.5% of patients with end-stage renal disease undergo transplantation as their first therapy or treatment, more people are forced to be on dialysis and stay longer since there's no kidney readily available. So who can be a donor? Well, you can be a donor. What people don't realize is that anyone from newborn to 65 years old can be a donor, and a healthy one too. It's estimated that 12,000 people who die each year are adequate and meet the criteria to be an organ donor. But less than half of that number actually become organ donors. So how can you become a donor? There's many ways you can become a donor. You could join your state's online registry if it's available. You could put it on your driver's license, and it'll show a little heart, and they'll know what you want to do. Or you could have a donor card and keep it with you in your back pocket, your purse, your backpack, anywhere. The most important thing you need to do is inform your family, because in that crucial moment, in the emergency, they're going to be the ones that have to give consent on whether or not your organs can be donated. So if they know, it makes that decision much easier for them. So if you're interested in donating your organs, you could be a living donor, because everybody is born with 2 kidneys, but you only need 1 to survive. So why not give the other kidney to somebody who's less fortunate and doesn't have the same opportunities as you, and help them to succeed and to live out their destiny. Or you could make the commitment just to renew your license or register online at donatelife.net. These are a few names of the people that you could actually be helping by donating your organs. Me being one of them. If I got a transplant, my life would be completely different. Things would change drastically for me. I wouldn't have to be home 10.5 hours each night, and I wouldn't have to be forced to go to appointments every month. My life would be more lenient, and I would have more freedom. And for a teenager, freedom is very important to me. So help me and help others, and donate today.